World surfing champion Shaun Tomson is sharing the lessons that he's learned on the waves with others to make a meaningful difference in their lives. Tomson won the then Gunston 500 6 times, now known as the Ballito Pro, and this year the Ballito Pro is celebrating its 50th anniversary. The competition gets underway on a Friday. To celebrate the anniversary, Tomson is in town to spearhead the Positive Wave Tour. He joins us now from our Durban studios. A very good morning to you and welcome to Morning Live, Shaun.
Hi, it's great to be on the show.
The Positive Wave Tour, it kicked off on Friday in KwaDukuza and it continues today. Tell us what the reception's been like.
Oh, it's been amazing. I've been going around to schools in KwaDukuza, meeting young children, empowering them. It's a simple process. Find your path, find your purpose, find your power. I tell kids to do this simple exercise. It's called writing your code. 12 lines. Every line begins with I will. I will equals power. And I get students shouting it out, and it's just amazing to see that hope, optimism, and real power that young students have here in South Africa.
You've shared your motivational talk, the code, at massive corporates in the USA. Why is this so special, considering that it's the centenary year of Nelson Mandela?
Well, this is my homeland. It's 100 years of Nelson Mandela's birth. It's 50 years of pro surfing as well. So there's that wonderful merger of the two. My dad started the first pro surfing event here, which has become now the Ballito Pro. It was the Gunston 500. So you have sport and you have politics and you have leadership all merging together. And for me, it's just wonderful to come back to my homeland and perhaps inspire some young boy or a young girl to ultimately become a leader. So it's just a wonderful thing to see the optimism and power in these young people. And I'm going to schools, and these kids have nothing other than power and an amazing spirit to one day run this country.
The code is all about attitude. And considering the schools that you've gone to and the children that you've interacted with, just over a couple of days, how would you sum up the attitude that you've seen from the youngsters in KZN?
Incredible hope, incredible optimism. KwaDukuza, I think, is a really unique municipality, very close to the ocean, but then you have an area inland where there's some very rural schools, but the kids are just so motivated, and it's just wonderful to meet them. They're sending me emails, they're writing their codes. It's just inspiring for me. It's inspiring for me to see the attitude of these young people, and when I see it, you know, you read the headlines and there's just such a crisis of leadership, it seems. But when you get down there at the grassroots level with young people, you can see that the future of the country is just in great hands.
So, Shaun, just explain to us the Positive Wave Tour. This is you going to all of these different schools. Is there an opportunity for other people to get involved so they can also hear your motivational talk?
Well, I'm doing an event at Ballito Bay in about a week's time. It's like a free night. I'm showing a film that I made a number of years back called Busting Down the Door, and I will be talking to the community. So I'll be talking to schools. Last night I did a great event for local business leaders. It's a group called Young Presidents Organization. So I try to merge both business and schools together and just give my simple perspective of a life that's been lived with passion and purpose, and then the method. The code method, which is a simple method of self-empowerment, and the goal is to get people writing their codes, 12 lines, every line beginning with I will, and sharing this positivity, sharing their path, sharing their power, and ultimately creating a positive wave. So using that surf metaphor that people can really get behind this, connect with one another, and just build this positive momentum throughout the country.
It is a celebration of 50 years of professional surfing. When you won the Gunston 500 and when your dad first conceptualized a surfing competition, it's evolved into something that we see today. I mean, how do you sum up and what's your take on the evolution of pro surfing, specifically here in South Africa?
It's been incredible to see. I mean, we have Jordy Smith, who's one of the world title contenders, just like a perennial favorite. I'm picking him to win the Ballito Pro, and then next up win the Jeffreys Bay event. So he's just an incredible surfer. We have a young surfer who's brand new to the scene. It's the first South African surfer of colour, Michael February from Cape Town. So we have two guys who are really out there competing in the big leagues. And I think underneath that, there's a whole crew of young guys. And at KwaDukuza, when I'm going around to these schools, there's an association that comes with me who signs up young people who want to become involved in surfing, who want to try surfing for the first time. So we are certainly empowering young people across KwaDukuza to become surfers for the first time. So it's great to see surfing as this youth movement as well, and not just sort of a way to become a professional surfer, but as a way to empower people.
Shaun, if you were a betting man, you say that we're going to have Geordie Smith winning the next two big competitions, and we certainly are hoping for that.
That's what I'm tipping.
So when do you believe that one day we can say that South Africa has two male world champions in yourself and maybe Geordie Smith?
Well, I might have to have a talking to with Geordie. But I think Geordie's just, he's surfing so well right now, so I'm hoping that, he's the guy to break the drought, and certainly he has the competitive firepower. I think he has the will and the discipline to do it. Surfing, it doesn't have that stable playing field, so it is a little bit more difficult, I think, to create that that consistency of other sports. That's a pretty cool shot there of me riding in a wave pool. So, there's been all these sorts of new developments in surfing. There's a big wave pool event that's going to be held in September. But, I'm tipping Geordie to really make a late run for the world title this year.
Lovely stuff. Shaun, thank you very much. Unfortunately, that's all we've got time for in our Sports Bulletin. So thank you very much, and all the best of luck with the Positive Wave Tours. You go around KZN inspiring youngsters to live their purpose. We will be bringing you your sports trivia.